So some people are asking God, hey, God, I want a global ministry. I want God to do this in my life. I want God to take me to this place. I want God to use me to fund projects and to be able to give to the poor and do all these things. Everything that we ask of God requires a certain level of capacity. And so what God has been doing during this past few days, if you take nothing from it, one thing you can absolutely take and leave confidently knowing that it has been established is that God has given you a new capacity to be able to hold the things that you're asking God to do. The one of the most how would I say this? The worst thing you can do, or worst thing anybody can do, is to ask for something that they have no ability to maintain, to sustain, or to uphold. For example, if somebody were to get into a relationship with somebody, and your person agreed to be in relationship with you, but that person was not willing to uphold all that was necessary to have a relationship with you and sustain a relationship with you, you will be disappointed. Because of the truth of the matter is, it takes a certain capacity to be able to keep the things that God has given you. How many times again has God given you something and you've gotten it in one season, but you lost it in the next season? And you come to examine that you lost it not because God did not once give it, not because what He gave He didn't want to give, but because you didn't have the proper stewardship or the proper ability to uphold the thing that God has given. So, what God has been doing the past few days is to build a level of capacity in His children, because every blessing, every word of prophecy that has gone forth is going to be for your life and your destiny. And because of what you are willing to do in this season and in this time, the capacity to sustain, to uphold, to keep is going to be your portion. If you believe that, I want you to type all through the comment section and say, I have capacity. This time, the reason why I can decree and declare so confidently over your lives and say, this time, the things that God has given you, you're going to be able to keep it and to steward it and to uphold it, is because as long as you're committing to the discipline that is necessary for life and destiny, no devil in hell is going to be able to take it, because you have the capacity. I hope I'm talking to people that are growing in capacity like never before. I hope I'm talking to people that are going to obtain the things that God has for them in this season, and no devil in hell is going to steal it. Because the Bible says that in order to obtain new wine, there must be new wineskins. There must be a new, a new realm in which you are able to carry all that God has for you. This season of your life is going to be different. Not just because I'm saying it, not just because I'm decreeing and declaring it. We dealt about that matter a few days ago. But this season of your life is going to be different because your capacity has been expanded. You cannot ask God for the nations and have only the capacity for your family. What God has to do in order to give you the nations, in order to give you your city, in order to give you the globe, is that He will begin to expand the essence of what you're able to carry. If you're listening under the sound of my voice, day 14 is marking you for a ability to be able to receive all that God has for you. Sometimes in previous seasons, you've dealt with things like burnout. You've dealt with things like weariness. You've wanted to give up even when God was blessing you, even when God was helping you. And it wasn't because you don't know how to, or you don't love God, rather. It wasn't because you don't desire the things of God. It was just because the capacity was not there.